The Winter War, Priscilla Shirer with Gina Detweiler, Chapter 18, The Glimmer Glass. Welcome, Levi. Ruach was there in the cave waiting for him. Levi was glad to see Ru, but also curious because he was the only one there. That was unusual. He wondered if he was in trouble, maybe for not helping more in the battle, maybe for yelling at Xavier and blaming him for getting them trapped in Skatos. But he was sure Ruach knew what he was going through and he would understand. Levi took a slow breath. Ru, he said, I met someone in between. Well, I didn't actually see him. I just heard his voice. Who is he? Didn't you ask him? Asked Ruach. Yes, well, no, it was weird. He actually helped me get here. Did he? How interesting. Does he work for you? In a way, but he doesn't know it. Ru, what's going on? I mean, this guy, he's here because of the winter, isn't he? Yes. Levi waited, but Ruach didn't explain anymore. I brought you here to give you something. Ruach glided over toward Levi and raised up one long glowing hand. In it lay a thick, round piece of glass marked with a series of concentric ridges. Levi picked it up. It was about the size of his palm. Thanks, Levi said. What's it for? It is a glimmer glass. It will help you see the things you cannot normally see. Oh, cool. Levi held the glass up to his eye and peered through it. He gasped. The sparks, those tiny specks of light bouncing around the cave like dust motes, appeared now as huge, shining warriors in full armor. It's like on the hill before the battle with the Glommers, Levi said. I could see them then. Yes. This gift is an extension of the one I gave you then. But with this glass, you will now see more than you have ever imagined. It comes with a warning, however. This gift is the most difficult and perhaps the least desired, but it is essential. Levi took the glass from his eye. You mean I'm going to see things I don't really want to see? Ruach's hooded head dipped once. It is your choice to accept it or not. Levi stared at the glass. A huge part of him wanted to give it back. He sensed in Ruach's words a terrible responsibility attached to this gift. But he knew as well that Ruach wouldn't have given him the glass if he didn't think he, of all the warriors, could handle it. He closed his fingers around it tightly. Ruach understood. Now I will show you something. Your father has asked this of me. Do you want to see it? Levi nodded. Look into the glass. Levi held the glimmer glass up to his eye once again. This time, instead of seeing the sparks, he saw the image of a young man who looked remarkably like him, except his hair was longer and his clothes were really out of date. He realized it was his father, Mr. J.R. Dad? He asked. Mr. J.R. looked really young, like he was in high school. The images changed quickly. First he was playing football, then hanging out with his friends, then arguing with a woman Levi assumed was his grandmother. Then Mr. J.R. was wearing his football uniform and holding up the state championship trophy. Levi was impressed. His dad had never told him he won a state trophy. The setting changed again to a group of kids on a dark night, setting off bottle rockets on a baseball field. They all had on football jackets with big letters on them. Everyone was laughing, having a good time. Levi's dad was among them. He held up a large firework, the kind used in big displays. Everyone wanted him to set it off. He said he had to wait for his uncle to do that, but the others kept pressuring him until finally he put the firework in the tube, ran the fuse, and lit it. But something went wrong. The tube fell over and the rocket went sideways, exploding close to one of the kids. Everyone screamed. The kid just lay on the ground, badly injured. The grass caught fire. Sirens started to blare. Levi's dad ran to his friend, threw his jacket over him. He screamed his friend's name. A large burning piece of ash fell on his arm. The glass went dark. Levi put it down. He couldn't even speak. The boy did not die, Ruach said, seeing the unasked question on Levi's face. But the injuries were severe. He could no longer play football. He never told me. He would have in time. I don't want to lose him. Ruach didn't respond. Instead, he did something he had never done before. He moved to Levi and wrapped his long robed arms all the way around him. The warmth of that embrace overpowered Levi's pain. He had never felt so engulfed in love, except when his own father would give him one of his big bear hugs. He felt tears well in his eyes, knowing that whatever happened, he would still be loved well. He closed his eyes, thankful. When he opened them, he was in the doorway of his father's bedroom, staring at his sleeping form. Mr. J.R. seemed to sense his presence, for he awoke suddenly. Levi went to stand at his bedside. "Levi," he said, his voice groggy, "where'd you come from?" "A Hortos," Levi said. Mr. J.R. heaved a sigh. "Did you have a mission?" "No. Ruach just gave me a gift." Levi pulled the glimmer glass from his pocket. "It helps me see things." "That's a wonderful gift." "Yeah, maybe, Dad." "I'm scared." "Don't you worry about a thing, son," said Mr. J.R., grabbing a hold of Levi's hand. "Everything is going to be all right. The battle is already won." Levi hoped that was true, but at the moment he just could not see how.